vibes.
And we also have 2 bottles of rosé on our
deck.
person right now.
On deck.
And I haven't eaten today.
So
until about 20 minutes ago.
And it was peanut butter on graham crackers.
Yeah.
Which actually went way harder than I thought it was
told
going
you.
to. You were so right.
Unnecessarily hard. So you never know what you're going to get with this podcast, but today especially, because we've been really feeling like not ourselves lately, and we've been feeling like we've been sticking too much to a schedule, to an agenda.
Yeah.
And
that's really not who we are.
Not the brand.
That's not us being authentically ourselves.
And the Hot Girl Summer is all about being
authentically
yourself.
And drinking rosé in the backyard with your girlfriend.
You're not wrong.
Sending the men to play golf.
Or
to the grocery store. Pick up a car while you sit around a fire pit in your linen wear. We're all wearing a little bit of linen. And sip on some pink wine.
What else Not a whole lot. Kate, you should also be wearing a TGF hat. I feel as if.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought that was
also my hair's not doing the best today, so.
Okay.
So
you guys would be matching, and then I would be the odd one out. I can't do that.
I have so many hats. I have so many TGF hats. I don't have to wear that one. I can wear a different one.
Is it
but it's too late.
Too late for a costume change?
Too late.
It's fine.
I'm not feeling like in my hat era today.
Okay.
Your hair looks too good to be in your hat era.
I don't want to pressure you to be in any sort of era.
Yeah. I don't think the lighting would be good for a hat on me right now.
Why?
Sometimes I feel like I can't see when I wear a hat.
That's something to unpack.
I think it's because you have a little head.
Well, I like to be able to look up, you know? And I just feel like I
just want to know what's going on.
You really got to be able to look up.
I feel sometimes as though I'm like a horse with blinders on. You know, like they have this and they can't see anywhere else. Like that's what I feel like with a hat. Like I feel like I can't, like I'm closed off, you know?
You know what it's giving? You know that saying where they're like, hey, pigs can't look at the sky. Like,
but you can lift them up.
But you can lift them up.
That's me to Kate.
That's us to
lifting Kate. Can you not tilt your head back to look at the sky?
You guys are annoying.
I would love that for you. I would be so tender with you.
Sometimes I get a headache because I feel like you guys know I have like problems with like my eyes where like I don't like wearing sunglasses because I feel like I can't see. I don't like having like a film in front of my eye. I feel like I'm not like seeing the real thing. And so I think it's the same. I don't like my field of vision being dwarfed.
That's fair. That's the prey instinct, I think.
All right, guys, welcome to...
This is TG1F, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole. I'm Kate.
I'm Nicole.
This is our show, and we have a special guest today.
You know her. You love her. She's the one, the only, Riley, our graphic designer.
Hey,
thrilled to bits to be here.
Won't use her government name on the pod, so you guys
can't find her.
Do not dox me.
You can't find her.
She is not as a public figure as we are.
No, she didn't sign up for this.
She didn't consent to
that. She's like a celebrity's child, and they're like, we signed up for this life. My child didn't.
I'm really the Apple Paltrow.
Unless you are the Kardashian kids, then you came out of the womb, and they forced your signature and consent there.
Do you think that they have already trademarked their names?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's like. They did. That's how some people like found out about some of the kids' names.
Yeah, because they filed trademarks about them.
Yeah. People are so crazy. If I knew how to look something up like that, I don't think I'd be using it to find out celebrities' kids' names.
Nicole, question for you: have we discussed the Orcas on this podcast? Did we discuss that last?
No, we have not discussed.
We haven't discussed that. I think that's what I would like to talk about. We were talking about the Kardashians, and I started thinking about rich people, and then I started being like,
Orcas?
David Haggerty being big Orca.
Yeah, big Orca. In case anyone, this is here. It's like CNN News at 5.
And
news,
just a quick
news.
Recap.
Basically, in case you are living under a rock, there are orca whales in the Gibraltar Strait off of Portugal attacking yachts. And when you think of attacking, they're like, they're sinking the ships. They're not sinking the ships. They're literally just tearing the rudders off the ships. Sometimes this causes damage, but not quick enough before the people can call for rescue services.
Not fast enough. They do survive. Unfortunately for Nicole, the rich do survive these encounters. Nicole is speaking on behalf of the whales right now. It's like those tweets, and it's like spiders are actually not that harmful. And it's like, who wrote this? Spider. That's Nicole. Who's giving this broadcast an orca?
I'm a team killer whale. I always have been. I always will be.
She's the mouthpiece of the whales.
I do.
She's big orca.
People like to say, like, people love to shit on killer whales and say, but they're the bullies of the ocean. And I say, guess what? They've never bullied a human in the wild, and
bullied, attacked.
They've never
versus
attacked.
bullied.
Also, we're the bullies of literally everything else. So what's the problem
they
here?
should be bullying us, but they're not. And so they're just like, these people suck. This food source sucks. We're not going to eat them. And I find that they're so smart. I just love them. But so they're attacking boats, rich people's yachts, and it's not like a huge deal. I think it's like,
you know what it's giving?
4 people. What?
It's giving Les Mis.
It's huge Les Mis.
It's huge. Les Mis, Rob.
The orcas have set up a barricade. Do you hear the orcas singing the song of angry whales?
That's beautiful.
This is the music of the
Vive la
sea
France!
life.
Vive l'orca!
Will not be
Vive la whales!
They said, we heard what you did to our friends.
Yeah.
In those
That's so
tanks.
true.
And they're eating the rich for real.
For real.
They're not eating them, but they are fucking up their yachts.
How long until you think they eat one of the people that
just
die?
For shits and gigs? They're just like, this isn't good, but like, to prove a point, I'll eat it. Like, that was me when I used to like not like my Brussels sprouts when I was younger. I was like, I don't like to eat this, but to like prove a point to my parents that like I could eat this if I wanted to, I'll eat it.
That's so impressive.
That's the orcas with the rich people. They're like, I don't like
want
this,
to, but this is direct
but they
action.
need to learn, and so I'll eat one just for fun.
Interesting.
Good for them.
Another really sad fact about orcas is that actually when they I know a lot of orca facts. When they
Another sad fact about orcas.
No, it's really sad. It's really sad when they wash up on the shore, like dead if they're beached, or if they die and they wash up on the shore, they're treated as toxic waste because the oceans are so polluted and they're top of the food chain. So every time a fish like eats a smaller fish, like the toxins compound, and by the time the whales like eat the seals or the tuna or whatever, they're just not toxic waste, which is deeply sad.
How would they treat the whales otherwise? Just like,
well, if they die and
garbage?
they're like, they're like, you have to, it's toxic waste, like you have to wear appropriate.
Can you imagine that being your job?
Yeah.
Nicole's like, yeah, I actually kind of
that's my job.
I want that job. Nicole's unemployed now, and she's like, you just gave me a career.
An interesting career pivot for you.
So true.
Yeah.
I would just be so sad.
I mean, I'm sure you'd get to do other stuff. Maybe.
I did always want to be a marine biologist growing up.
I feel like that is the path that you should have taken, not gonna lie to you. I mean, we wouldn't know each other, time, but I do think that you should have followed
extremely
that path.
young.
I mean, I'll just be like Kathy when I retire and be one of the naturalists on a whale watching tour.
You're talking about Nick's step.
Kathy,
I was like,
our beloved naturalist on our infamous whale watch.
Okay, sorry I wasn't there. Sorry I didn't know you when you went there.
Whale watch.
You can't see that.
If you're watching on YouTube,
Speaking
you know what I did.
in other news, Kate and I, if you missed the news, Kate and I got little matching tats.
New matching tats.
Let's go.
I feel like I'm in Harry Potter showing my death mark.
That's what the whale and the just have fun.
Yeah. This is my what is it called? Dark mark. This is my dark mark.
It's extremely cute. If that was the dark mark,
these are
I
honestly, my left arm is reserved for matching tattoos with Nicole, and I guess a ring from Nick.
I guess
just your favorite people.
Just love. This is just reserved for love on this arm.
Wow, that's
can't get anything else.
But yeah, so we are.
Anyways, more about whales.
You're wondering
about whales.
We are a Formula One podcast.
Okay, here's all those whale facts. You did not know that the whale who's leading the charge against the rich is named Gladys.
No, it's not named Gladys. They're a pod named. They're the Gladys whales. They're like a.
They name their pods
like a family.
Sub-pod, yeah.
It's like a surname.
Yeah, so people have been misusing the Gladys thing.
So is it like drag house names? House of Gladys?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
So they're like a subspecies of killer whale. They're the Gladys killer whale.
I cannot believe you just schooled me on the thing I thought I was correcting you on. I'm so embarrassed.
Don't ever think that you're gonna school Nicole.
Edit that out.
Don't ever think that.
I am, because I grew up with the zoo in my town. I was a huge animal kid, and I got all the Nat Geo Kid magazines. I watched Discovery and Animal Planet all of the time. I love
I was just
animal
looking at the
facts.
pictures.
I
lived in
do
Museum
miss
Town.
those. I do miss those Nat Geo kids.
Yeah, they're sick.
So good. So good. Here's a
I
question.
wanted to be a wildlife photographer.
Here's a question.
What are we doing without you doing
What
that?
whale would pick 4 drivers on the grid and match
What
them up
whales?
to 4 whale species?
Okay, Pierre sperm whale, obviously. It has to be said
So true.
instantaneously.
Okay, well, here's the thing is that I would say killer whale, someone would be a killer whale, but technically killer whales are in the dolphin family, so they're not even whales. So are we...
Nicole, I'm not getting that specific.
You actually know too many whale facts, and it's
Like,
becoming
you're
a burden.
actually ruining the game with how much about whales you know.
Can you try to know less about them?
Killer whales are counted. That's I was gonna
in the
say
name.
name 3 people that are killer whales, but I decided to make it more fun and say
Okay. All right, so you
name.
do want me to include killer whales, even though it's scientifically inaccurate.
Yes.
That's okay. I will use them. I will say that a killer whale is Alonzo.
Okay.
I'll
love.
plan.
Tracks.
I think, we said obviously Alonso is playing 4D chess right now with whatever's going on over at Aston Martin. And I think killer whales are the smartest species like behind us. They have like a whole different part of their brain that other animals like don't have.
The strolls of the boat.
Yeah.
And he's the killer whale.
Oh my god.
It's an inside job.
It's an inside job.
It's an inside job.
The call's coming from inside the house.
No, Kelly PK is a killer whale.
So true.
Red Bull is the yacht.
So true.
We all know that she's
for
trying to take down Red Bull from the inside.
Sorry, she's found a fertile feeding ground.
I will say Yuki's a false killer whale because I just think that they're really, really cute and they're so small and tiny.
Are any whales vegetarians? Like, where they only eat like kelp?
Blue whales only eat, or I guess shrimps.
Krill.
Those count.
Technically, that's that's an organism, not a
like bees and honey.
algae.
Like, is it?
Yeah. The krill feeds off the algae, which then sustains the whales.
Got it. Okay.
Bummer. Sorry, this is a nature documentary podcast. You guys, I hope you're learning.
We're actually getting David Attenborough, Sir David Attenborough, on this podcast soon. Nicole would actually probably have to kill herself. She'd be
I
so
am
excited.
so fearful for the day he passes. He's like 94 right now, so like
I thought he was dead.
It's
so
coming, and I'm not ready for it.
If we ever got him on the podcast, like, what realistically would you do? Like, what's the first question you would ask him?
Boy, I would probably ask him like, what's been your favorite experience, like naturalist experience that you've had?
You don't think he's answered that question before?
I haven't seen it.
Okay,
but also I feel like he hasn't done interviews in a while, so maybe he's had a new one.
Yeah.
I'd also ask him how he feels about narrating about dinosaurs. Does he think that we've just made all of it up?
I would love to get his take on,
because I watched. He does the Apple TV dinosaur show, and I'm just like, we're just making all of this shit up. No way we fucking know any of this.
This is actually an F1 podcast. That's why I tried to weave in F1 drivers as whales.
You asked me the question about orcas. You can't ask me a question about orcas.
I'm not expecting to go. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some F1 things for the people that have been listening for 15 minutes at this point and are like, what am I listening to? Montreal. The Montreal race happened this last weekend, and we obviously were not there. However, Riley was. And
on the ground correspondent.
She was. And I feel like it's very fitting that you're on the podcast with us this week because you took over our Instagram and people were really loving the content. Mm-hmm. I was almost feeling shown up. I was like,
straight off the dome.
People are going to want Riley to be on here all the time. So I think we've just found our heir.
Yeah.
You are the heir to the throne.
The heir to the
throne of TG1F when we are no longer girls.
When we're two grandmas.
Okay.
I'm just be like an adult woman.
Like 2 years behind, so okay.
Well, then you'll take the reins for 2 years, and we'll have to find you another heir apparent.
Okay. Start seeking them out now. Because 2 years is not that long, and I don't want to do it by myself.
Yeah, you gotta find another girl. It's you and Adam.
Yeah, Adam would love that. Put Adam in a wig. Are you
Adam has
me?
some baby girl energy. So.
He bought a blonde wig so that we could be Barbie and Ken for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's why he
like as a guy wig or as
he has
like a Barbie. He
bought a Barbie wig. Okay. He would be Barbie and I would be Ken.
I love that.
That's perfect.
It's sitting on a lamp in our house.
I love that.
It's really a fire hazard.
Okay, well, tell us, how was Montreal? Your first Montreal Grand Prix?
Yes, it was great. On practice day, we rode on the ferry over, which is like, I think every race should have some like fun spectacle of a way to get to it because the ferry was like, oh, okay, I gotta take a boat every day. Like this is.
Was it crowded?
It was giving no. I was so surprised.
Because the subway is usually so crowded.
Well, we didn't do that because I was like, I'm gonna get claustrophobic and I don't want to feel nervous at all. Yeah. So the ferry was just like luxury. No one was on it.
Love it.
It was like like me and a bunch of people with paddock passes. I was like, sorry for being here. Yeah, intrusive. Actually, yeah, it was like you needed a Gucci bag as your ticket to be on the ferry.
How did you get on?
Well, they just really love the race day tote, obviously. Because how could you not?
Similar to a Gucci
Similar
bag.
vibes. Sure. More exclusive. That is what Adam said. I was like, I feel so out of place. He was like, well, your bag's more exclusive.
So true.
So I was like, Adam.
Anyone can get a Gucci bag. Not anyone can get the race day tote.
So true. I ironed those by hand.
Yeah.
She did the work.
Limited edition. But we sat next to a dad and his son who've been going for years, and his son's really into karting. So they gave us like all the tips and tricks on like everything. So we knew like the little shortcut to like bypass the metro line. I was like, ideal, because if we did not have him, we definitely would not have gotten good seats for quali.
I love that.
And then you almost got trench.
That was, so that was practice day. Tell us about just the weekend. Yeah. I was like, practice day was sick.
Practice day was amazing. Ferry. Got a lot of tips.
Riley's never talked to anyone before, allegedly. She's never spoken a single word. She doesn't know.
Just been sitting in a room waiting to be on the pod. I do have minor trench foot. I will not show toe again. I feel like as soon as I started posting, I was like, unfortunately, a lot of this is foot centric.
It was very foot centric. For sure.
I didn't plan that, but I do have a gnarly
followers.
Well, you guys are welcome for that.
Riley's got a long list on.
I've got a wiki. I know. I was like, because I'm always like, I don't want to be on Wiki Feet. Here we are.
Too bad. You are
me with
now.
trench foot on Wiki Feet.
Hey,
say it ain't so.
Someone's into it for sure.
I mean, they definitely are. So
there's that person that was in our DMs thanking us for speaking on trench foot.
Oh my god, about this. They're not. So that was actually, I felt obliged this weekend as I received trench foot.
You're putting power to the people you're taking back.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
I'm here for the people. I'm Les Mising the pod.
Yeah, for trench foot. Exactly.
But just about trench foot, not for anything else. No, quali was okay. I thought it was gonna be like unpleasant to be at a race where it was raining.
Yeah.
But we had a part of the race.
Seemed a little unpleasant from the stories you were posting.
Okay.
You're like, looking back, it wasn't that bad. In the moment, I was slowly watching you descend into madness.
Just like dissolve. Mostly because it was cold. And Adam decided to not wear a shirt under his jersey, like a secondary layer. And his like lips and fingers were turning blue. So I was like, do we need to go? Like, are you good? He's fine. He took all of his fingers and toes survived.
He showed up in one piece, so
he did. We glued him back together.
Safe to assume he's okay.
It was great, but it was nice because we could just put the umbrella and rest it on our heads, and it was like a little bubble over us, which was great because there was this extremely drunk couple behind us. I eventually befriended them because, obviously, of course, I did, but they were just really close behind us. They were trying to get under there.
Other than the ferry, what are some of your learning lessons from attending Montreal for maybe anyone who might be thinking about going next year?
I would not do GA for the race itself.
Okay.
There was just so limited. Like, we got there before the gates even opened, and we still couldn't get a seat with like any kind of view of the track. So we watched from the Heineken Garden on like a screen, like the start and the first like 15 laps, and then we just walked around. And it was honestly, they did do a little bit of labors. They were tearing down the barriers, but they just cover everything up.
Yeah.
Like they're giving GA nothing, like crumbs.
Yeah.
Because like Austin, it's like, oh, it's kind of all open.
Open, yeah.
The fence is open, yeah.
Canada, absolutely not. You think you're gonna see a car? Joke's on you.
That's very ironic of them being a French-speaking.
I know. Province. I was like, okay.
You would think that they would be with their French brethren and power to the people, but
you would think,
but no.
Yeah, but the French brethren aren't the ones running it. It's the government.
Right.
Freaking Justin Trudeau.
Catch these hands.
Catch these hands. You got a nice butt, but
okay, so we're not doing GA.
I would definitely not do GA.
But I feel like you had a good view for like quality and practice. Where we're
for quality and practice, we were able to get a seat right on the hairpin, like right against the fence. So like GA for days 1 and 2, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and then on Thursday they had a free pit walk and one that was like $30, which I didn't know. I definitely would have flown in earlier had I known that, because we got in at like 11 a.m. So that was great. And then the ferry also goes across like to 2 different parts. So like we could have gotten a way cheaper hotel than we did, because I did not realize that. Longueuil, I think, is the other port that it goes to. But it was great. I had a great time. Definitely would do the grandstands next time though, because they also have terrace access. Like you can buy that.
Yeah.
I kept just thinking I could go on the terraces, and they're like, "No, I'm sorry, you have grandstand tickets." I was like, "No, but I will pay you $200 to let me have a crumb of shade.
I will personally pay you."
I know. Yeah. God bless the people who work at these events, because I would be bribed so easily if that was me.
Don't hire Riley for your
Do not hire
Riley
me
for event management.
Montreal was my first Grand Prix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what do you remember from it?
Well, there was a lot of negativity because it was a horror. Alex and I got into a very bad fight that weekend.
Shocking.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, very traumatic weekend for me, but regardless, it was when I kind of fell in love with Formula One.
Yeah.
Because I had kind of been skeptical, but I went to my first race and I was like, I get it. And I get being here with all of these people who come from all over around the world and really love the sport, and like hearing and seeing the cars in person, you kind of just like really understand the gravitas of the sport. And then like, you know, running on the track and being able to go to the podium ceremony, it was very fun. And I really just remember, funnily enough, I basically one of Alex's friends had forgotten his ticket. And I was like, all right, you guys care more than I do. I'll go back to the Airbnb and like get his ticket and just like come back. You guys can watch whatever shit you want here. I was like on Friday or whatever.
Obviously, because you're a great girlfriend.
Yeah,
obviously.
Damn, I would never do that.
So I took the subway back, picked up my ticket, and I'm like walking, because we were sitting in the turn 1 grandstands.
Oh, nice.
So I kind of had to walk like the full length of the park.
Yeah.
And we had gotten the news that morning that Anthony Bourdain had died.
Traumatic.
And I literally was walking the park just crying about this. Like, it was a really emotional experience.
I'm so sorry.
Me. I just was like, I've never actually cried over a celebrity dying before, but I
just
felt so sad about Anthony Bourdain. And I just have this vivid memory of me walking like in through the forest, and like I was just like just shuffling along, like thinking about how Anthony Bourdain was dead.
I'm dead.
That's like the biggest takeaway I have from my
Montreal experience. That's crazy that you remember that. Like,
core memory for me.
That is a core memory. It's a great park to be melancholy in.
It really is.
It was giving Twilight.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. I mean, thankfully when I was there, the weather was really nice. No rain. It was super hot.
Okay. Brag.
But I think, you know, overall, it's a great track to go to. And I highly recommend everyone take a trip to Montreal.
It was great. Everything else about it, other than just trying to find a place to sit, but the crowds were great. Honestly, watching it in the little Heineken beer garden / Monster Energy fan zone was like, okay, this is still better than watching it at home.
Yeah. Overall, though, pretty insignificant race.
I don't know. I feel like it was one of the more generally close races. Like, I think it was like generally more fun than anything else we've gotten this year.
That's true.
Like, Max didn't win by like an incredible margin, like
over 30. Yeah.
Lewis was like relatively close behind him. Alonso was like right on Lewis's ass the whole time. Ferrari actually came through with like a decent strategy, though people are kind of like, I think that actually was just Carlos and Charles that made their own calls. And like didn't listen to the team strategy and just kind of like made the calls themselves. But still, Ferrari had a good
weekend, and that's all I needed.
And I think it was like, I mean, I loved the podium. I just think that was like a very fun like world champion podium
party.
Yeah, I just feel like it was like a good race, like all around good vibes. Except for Lando, who did get a penalty for.
The vibes are never good for Lando.
No, not anymore.
Unfortunately,
he did get a penalty for unsportsmanlike behavior, which was he slowed more than usual while the safety car was deployed to avoid a double stack delay when he pitted behind his Australian teammate Oscar Piastri. So I guess he basically slowed down so that Oscar could go and then Lando would go, but he wouldn't lose extra time for like waiting behind him. And
which is like, is that unsportsmanlike? That seems like that's just strategizing.
well, it slows down the people behind you, I guess. I don't know.
It is a competition.
Once again, all my homies hate the FIA.
That's so
like they
true.
gave Nico Hulkenberg that penalty for
Unnecessary.
what?
And he
For
was
what?
front row start for Nico. I would have died.
Which is, they don't want it to be fun.
They don't
I
want
was
it to
so
be fun.
excited.
No.
Like the FIA is in Christian Horner's pocket. Like
what do you think he has on them?
I don't know. He has stuff on everyone though.
I would love to know.
truly
I believe that.
I think he has little files of everyone in the paddock.
Oh, 100%.
And he blackmails people.
He reads them every night before bed.
Yeah.
100%.
Just for fun. Just to remind himself that he has it.
He has them. And he probably just like, I feel like he reminds me of Kris Jenner. Like, I feel like he just knows things.
I
about
bet they get
everyone.
along so well.
Can you imagine a Christian Horner and Kris Jenner marriage instead of him and Ginger Spice?
That would be so
She's
dangerous.
single, right?
Kris Jenner?
Yeah.
No, she's with
Okay,
Corey Gamble.
Gamble.
They've been together for years.
Yeah, but they're not married.
So she's not single.
Are we counting not married as single? If single ladies
Am I
played at a
single?
wedding, if single
Yeah, but
ladies
you're
played at a
engaged, you have a
wedding,
ring on it.
would she go up? That's the litmus test.
What?
No,
If
she
single
would
ladies
not.
plays or put a ring
I
on
don't
it.
think she
I don't
would.
think she would.
Okay.
They've been together for like 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I feel like if she happened to meet someone else,
Yeah, I
That it
guess.
could- she'd
that would
still be
maybe
like, you know
Christian
what?
Horner.
She would never date Christian Horner. That man, she
No,
would literally have
no.
zero respect for him.
I know.
So true.
You
I
know, he'd be like this little
But just think
gremlin.
about the world domination that they could have.
Yeah, she would
Oh.
momager the hell out of that man.
She would just use him as her little spy. Like I feel like he
Yes.
could just get into rooms where like
Yes. Oh my god. Okay.
But he would think he was using her as a little
Yeah.
spy,
Yeah,
and she
but
was like,
she's-
"Honey,
Men
I'm
always
playing
think that.
you."
yeah, that's true.
There was also a little drama with Charles this weekend and
There's
his helmet.
Oh, tell me more.
So he did a Gilles
Gilles is how they kept
Gilles-
pronouncing it up. That's
Gilles
correct.
Villeneuve.
Clearly, our French is not.
I
very
am
good.
not French. But it's
Don't
with the
forget it.
track.
We do say Les Mis a lot on here, but we are not.
We are
French.
not French. And so it's who the track is named after. It was the first winner of the track, whatever. And so he did a tribute helmet, which basically his helmet looked just like his, and it was like this big celebratory thing. But allegedly, he did not have permission from the family to do that, and so they were like mad that he didn't like ask for permission.
That's
and
crazy.
like I think they can like get money if people do that. I don't know. But then his son, Jacques Villeneuve, was like, I think this got blown out of proportion. Like my sister is the one who like handles my father's estate. And so she was more upset that like she just would have appreciated like a heads up. They might have
Right.
been able to like do something with it or like have
Mhm.
the family there to like
Right.
celebrate it or like do something that was a little more like personal.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really care. I talked to Charles and I told him like I thought it was a nice tribute, but like he should probably talk to my sister and my mom,
Right.
who were both kind of like upset, I guess. So a little bit of drama blown out of proportion, but obviously
That's
all of
gross.
the
very blown out of proportion.
obviously all the media outlets picked up on it pretty quickly. A couple other things
Did
talked
he
about.
still,
with
he still
this.
wore it though, right?
Yeah, they
Okay.
said it was fine.
They signed off on it.
Yeah.
As a graphic designer, I would never.
But we
Probably a little
also
worse.
had a really great race from Alex Albon.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible watch.
I was so freaking thrilled for him. Everyone was so happy for him. Everyone's cheering him on. He wound up in Danny's
Dump.
dump on both, I think,
Mhm.
personal and
JPG.
JPEG.
Love.
And Lily was there,
Mhm.
and obviously
That's
she
why.
was like,
it was her
so-
birthday weekend.
It was her
So
birthday weekend, so she really
He did it for Lily.
That's a great birthday
he got
present.
a little extra maybe pep in his step.
little
on
pep in
that
his
day
step.
for Lily's birthday.
Oh my god.
You're catching my drift.
Here's my drip. Yeah, he was feeling good that day.
He
I
was
think.
doing good.
And good for him.
But we have one more thing to talk about with Montreal. I don't want to bring the mood down.
Oh.
Danny's in his flop era.
Oh my god, we do have to talk about this. I know
It's
this was maybe like a
so-
separate section.
No,
but
it's because it's
yeah.
Montreal. Flop era.
Here's the thing.
Danny.
Here's the thing.
If you don't know background, if you don't know, I think we talked about this last
We
week,
did.
but Daniel Ricciardo and Will Arnett are now hosting a broadcast of the races called the Grandstand with Daniel Ricciardo and Will Arnett. And basically, I don't know, we didn't watch the pre-show.
I don't think there was a pre-show.
Okay, so
It
it's
was just
the race.
It was just a
simulcast.
race.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they had a couple guests on, and basically they're just like supposed to be bantering and commentating the race and giving an alternative to like Sky Sports and BBC and
I think
F1 TV.
ESPN is really trying to carve out
and
their
own thing.
kind of
specialty
telecast.
And let me tell you one thing, we would do better.
You're not wrong.
To say the least. Oh my god. I can't even begin to say that was probably one of the worst things I've ever watched in my entire life.
We watched it was like 30 seconds in, and I was like, I'm already so bored.
No, it was
and Danny was talking the whole time. It wasn't even like it was silent. Danny was talking the whole time, and I was like, he's boring me to literal tears. Who is this man?
It was really insane that it was just like, who are these people? Because Will Arnett didn't feel like it was Will Arnett. And I get that this is kind of like the first one. Maybe we go back to our first podcast. It obviously wasn't as good, but still, like,
you've been on talk shows before.
You understand how to deal with that.
Yeah. Who has chemistry with you? Like, I think that is really important to make sure that the people who are hosting something like this
have chemistry, can have a natural conversation and not be like, so Danny, what happened there? And Danny's like, well, Will, what we just like, it was just so awkward.
Take a direction for it.
No, it was the Kiki Palmer. Sorry to this man. I don't know this man. That was me to Danny, because I was like, I do not know this man.
Even Will Arnett, I was just like, who gave him the audacity? Like, who gave him permission to like have this show?
You know what it is? And we were talking about this.
I guess, but I just was like, he's not super on the scene. He had like the AMP radio show, which didn't even do very well. It's canceled. And I just feel like he hasn't really been on the scene, and
there's no movies out. Like,
he's not like.
I was legitimately like, who is this man? I did not know him.
Let's be clear. I do love his Netflix Murderville show. It's very funny.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I'm getting a show rec in the midst of this podcast. I'm like, wait, is it good?
Murderville is very good, but I don't think Will Arnett is primed for it. He's like, this is my first live television show. And I'm like, you can tell, bitch.
I'm like, why would they not do a trial run?
Literally.
Like, why did they not like practice during like qualifying or something and just like basically do it, but not actually like.
Didn't I used to sit on the couch and just have microphones and
pretend like because you have to just fucking pretend someties.
To be a fly on the wall.
Like, oh, they were honestly better than most of our podcasts. Like, they were like really funny. But I don't know. It was just like,
I'll tell you this.
You know what this is? I don't know where we were and who we were talking to. It was like probably the other night we're all together. It's the audacity of middle-aged flop era white men who are like, I have nothing else going on. I guess I'm just going to get into F1 and like do this. Dax, what does he have going on other than Armchair Expert, which like isn't even that good anymore? He's like, I'll just get into F1 and start a new podcast and be like all over the scene. Sorry, you are not doing anything else. You're like kind of irrelevant. And so you've just decided to do this. Will Arnett, kind of irrelevant right now, deciding I'll get into the spotlight because there's a light on F1 right now. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it.
At least Dax has like a wife who's doing stuff. Is Will Arnett married to?
He used to be married to Amy Poehler. They have 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So Riley.
Riley. Yeah. They got divorced a while ago. Yeah. Like, it's been a long time. Okay. I don't know what.
Do you think that he is receiving alimony from Amy?
Probably.
I have not seen that man in. I was trying to think in my head what you were talking. I was like, I don't think I could name a movie he's in.
Didn't he used to be an SNL writer?
That tracks.
I don't know, but he was obviously in Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think Will Arnett was an SNL writer.
I thought they met doing something.
He has that like aura about him, where it's like rich,
white, IMDb
just
okay,
rich white man.
This. I'm gonna go get the second bottle of wine. We'll take a little pause. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, he's in the Lego Batman movie.
Wait, who does he play in the Lego Batman movie?
Batman.
He plays Batman?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, that's like the movie that I'm always trying to get Adam to watch.
He's also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2016.
I have more thoughts on Danny.
Okay.
I'm not done.
Obviously not. Tell me them right now.
Okay. Here's what I'm feeling about Danny. I think he was a little nervous and out of his element.
Of course.
Okay. and I can appreciate that.
It was giving Met Gala Danny.
It was giving Met Gala Danny. However, he's so naturally good in front of other cameras. I don't know what was his deal. I don't know what was going on. It also was like Patrick Dempsey came on, absolute star of the show.
And Patrick Dempsey's incredible in general.
He was like, yeah, Montreal's the place you want to be. It's a really good racetrack. He was so personable. He had a lot to say. He had a lot of really positive and like informational things to say. Danny's like, I can't multitask. He's like, I can't look at the screen and have you ask me a question at the same time. I'm sorry. This is not the job for you then.
Also, you can't multitask. You're a race car driver. You do so many things at once.
He's like, I don't understand how this is like a problem for you. And he's like, bro, I just like don't know. I can't. If I'm not in the car, I can't multitask. So
then why does he have this job?
Great point. So maybe I also think that the choices in guests, don't get me wrong, I ride hard for Miro. You all know this on the pod. You know I ride very hard for Miro. But Patrick Dempsey was a good choice. But Marshawn Lynch didn't really understand that choice. That was a questionable choice for me.
Lynch was a wild card.
I just felt like he didn't bring any value to the table, and like he's very funny. I appreciate him in a lot of things, but this was one where I was like, you are not cut out for this type of commentary.
And the most awkward clip was when Marshawn Lynch is on and they're doing the clip of Danny from Drive to Survive where he's getting thrown the football by Tom Brady in Monaco. And Marshawn's like, oh, damn, like, who's doing the throwing there? Like, and Danny literally silent. And I'm like, this is where, like, a classic Danny joke's gonna be like, yeah, bro, it's fucking Tom Brady, like, better than you, like, or, like, something. And he just, like, barely said anything. And it was, like, so awkward because everyone knows who it is, but no one's, like, really saying it. And I was just like, none of this is going over well. And Danny's so desperately unfunny right now, and it felt very upsetting.
Yeah.
And then he and Will Arnett were having a conversation and like barely like awkwardly laughing, and he's like, well, if I made a comedian laugh, I'm good for today. And I was like, he's not laughing, this is like uncomfortable silence.
It was really
I hate that.
Really something to see.
I didn't love it.
We have they've been signed on for 2 more, which is Austin and Vegas.
Oh, they were pre-signed for that?
Yes.
So
let's see if
maybe he was just hungover. I think it's possible. As someone who was hungover on Sunday,
as someone who has had to go live after a horrible hangover, I don't know how you did that.
I can, but also we were funny then too.
Way better than that.
So true.
So let's
There's no excuse.
be clear. This is a call to ESPN. If you are looking for guests to be on this show for Austin or Vegas,
actual chemistry.
Yeah.
Call us.
The chemistry
call us.
Because we will be there. We're signing up. And we can give Danny and Will a run for the money.
Yeah, like if you actually want us to do a different race and like do a little A/B test with viewers,
absolutely.
I'm in.
Put him in the studio.
Have us do it for Monza. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That.
So that's the tea on Danny.
Yeah. So and that's basically the tea on Montreal.
That's the one thing about the live races that I don't like is that I feel like I don't get any of the side content.
Yeah.
So like truly this was my first glimpse.
Yeah.
Other than like the weird cuts of it.
I mean, I feel like that's really it for Montreal. Like in general, like there wasn't really anything else that like was crazy, I don't think. We have a weekend off this weekend, so drivers are gonna get up to it. They're going to be getting up to things.
Hopefully. I feel like things have been quiet on their off weekends. Like, I'm really disappointed in the amount of...
Everyone was just kind of like George and Carmen always go away on a little vacation.
Yeah.
And Pierre and Kika are in France right now. They're going to go on a little romantic vacay. Charles has a new boo thing at home, so he's buttering her up still.
They'll probably do something fun.
They'll do something fun.
Did anyone stay in the States?
Why?
Because... I guess not in the States, in this
would they
hemisphere
stay in the U.S. area,
or were they immediately like bye?
Well, before obviously, I'm so fucking mad. I missed Lando at the fucking Brooklyn Mirage.
You're never there when anyone is.
Him and Martin Garrix were at the Brooklyn Mirage, and I'm like, so
wait,
mad.
Is that what David went to?
No, he didn't go see. He didn't.
But
he
was at the Mirage.
He was at the Mirage, and I've been talking about how I wanted to do a Mirage night.
I know.
And I feel like here's the thing is like I do like Martin Garrix stuff. I know we were shitting on him last week, and we're like, what's
We're not shitting on
what
him.
is
We're
so
shitting
great
on
about Martin
What is the
Garrix?
truth?
We're just shitting on the chokehold that he has. Anyone that has an absolute chokehold over multiple F1 drivers is gonna get a little made
we
fun of
gotta
on this
do a little
podcast.
ribbing on that.
Because like, what's the deal?
But I do actually like Martin Garrix, and I feel like that would have been actually a fun time to go to the Brooklyn Rush because I'm skeptical. Like I'm not skeptical, but I'm old and I just don't have the energy to do that shit anymore. And so I have to go to a show that I'm like
that you care about,
so into.
Yeah.
So Lil Landy did make an appearance.
He sure did.
Which good for them. So close to me and my home. He should have stopped over. I'm like really disappointed he didn't come over.
Do you check your DMs?
He might be in the request folder. Actually, I don't.
He famously has my phone number. So
wait, what?
on the
when I had business card,
I had him sign the jersey for my friend.
Oh yeah,
just slip that in his pocket.
Yeah, but is your phone number on that?
I had it written on there in Sharpie.
Okay, I was like, did you put your phone number on our business cards?
That would be the funniest thing I could do.
I was like, okay.
Well, that's why you can take all of our calls.
Yeah, we don't get any.
I would love that.
It's a Riley call center.
I've always felt like I'd be a really good secretary. Give me one of those little headsets. Are you kidding me?
She's serving.
I would love that. I would love that so much.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's stayed in the States. We were just, when we were watching on the telecast, Danny was talking about this time last year after the Montreal Grand Prix, him and all of his friends went to Montana.
I just felt like that was like later. I can't believe time is flying.
I think because they used a lot of the promo for the rodeo collection, but they took the photos in Montreal. So I think it just was lingered a lot.
Yeah, I guess so. I just feel like the content I was being like, oh my god, he's in Montana, he's wearing this new stuff. I just feel like that was more recent, but I guess time is really flying because
I think it's because every race has kind of been so similar this season that it feels like I keep being like, oh, we're just at the beginning of the season. Like we're a chunk of the way through.
Yeah, we really are. Okay. Time, it do be flying lately.
Slipping.
Do be freaking flying. A very exciting thing, also speaking of Danny, exciting stuff, is that Seb and Danny who are going to be driving for Red Bull in Germany at the Nürburgring Nordschleife in September for the famous 12-hour endurance event, the Red Bull Formula Nürburgring.
Should we go?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. We'll be... I mean, it's Nick's bachelor weekend, so like I'm free. Yeah, we'll just stay in Italy and just head over there. Pop over to Germany really quick. I will be able to talk to people there. So
your 4 years of high school German.
My what?
4 years of high school German.
7 years, bitch. I
took
7 years of German.
In middle school too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, that's on me.
They made us switch around too much. I don't know anything.
But so I had never actually heard of this event. I had never heard of this endurance event, but it brings together both youngsters and veterans for demo runs in a host of machinery, including F1, NASCAR, and drift machinery. So just kind of like all of Red Bull's cars. So Seb is going to be reunited.
So it's just a Red Bull event. Okay.
So Seb will be reunited with the RB7 that he dominated the 2011 F1 season with. The car took 18 poles out of 19 races that season, as well as winning 12 Grand Prix. For the Nordschleife event, it will run on e-fuel to help minimize emissions. So very exciting. Yeah, super exciting. I feel like people are like really, really psyched to just see Seb back in a car again.
Oh my god!
Especially after like. I mean, obviously he's not in the sport anymore, and there was like all these rumors that he was going to come back, and I feel like it's just like nice to see him back in a car. And with this announcement, there are renewed rumors that he will be replacing Helmut Marko at Red Bull, which we have heard before, but I feel like it's having a little bit like the rumor mill is resurging.
100%.
And I personally would love it. Like, I just think
it's time.
There's another rumor dealing with Red Bull, and it's that Danny's going to try to have a seat at AlphaTauri next year.
I heard that too. And we would get Dookie. My favorite.
I don't know how I feel about that combo meal. I don't know.
The thing is here's how it's going to go. We would think that it's going to be an amazing combo, just like we thought Danny and Lando was going to be.
So actually, we all just have to start thinking how horrible that would be. It'll be way better. Sure. Also, another rumor with Seb that there's a rumor with Danny, but there's also another rumor that Seb is in talks with F1 to be a chief sustainability officer for the whole sport, which I think would just be so perfect and like so lovely, and that they would like basically be creating this new position and have him in it, which would be so great. So I think it just all comes down to like if Seb wants to come back to F1
Right.
or if he is leaving really because he like wanted to spend more time
Because
with
he
his
wants-
family.
Yeah.
He would
And-
be, I feel like he would be able to though if he was sustainability. He wouldn't have to go to every
Yes.
single race. You know,
I don't
Right.
think if he replaced Helmet, I kind of don't
That
think
would
he
be
would go
too
for
big.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Right.
Like I think he like really
No.
needs like that time.
He needs some time off. But I feel
But-
like he's so uncompromising that he'd be a really good sustainability officer because he'd
Yeah.
actually like
make things
hold
happen.
them accountable for shit.
Yeah, exactly.
This is kind of like, you know, how they're making a new position. It's kind of like when celebrities get to be creative directors. It's
Stop.
It's giving that Kanye audio. I love Lady Gaga. I love some of her music, but what the fuck does she know about cameras?
Okay.
Like that's
Yes.
Literally.
Granted, Seb doesn't. I feel like he is a little bit more knowledgeable on sustainability, but it's
Well,
very
it's
funny when
like-
they're like, "Hey, we're making like celebrities just get to be creative directors."
Well, it's like Jason Momoa is the creative
Bro.
director of Yas Island in Abu
What?
Dhabi, like the Yas Marina. Jason Momoa is the creative director of that
What?
island.
What does
Yeah.
that even mean?
Yeah,
It's
that felt
like,
like
they're like trying to like build it up even more, and so he's basically like the head of pro. It's like, hold on, I'm finding it.
this is brand spanking new
Okay, if
information.
you could be a creative director of some random ass thing, what would you want to be creative director for?
Of Formula One.
No,
Are you kidding me? The way I
that's
would
not random
redesign.
enough. I feel like you need it.
Okay, it has to be fully random.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not creative
Probably the
director.
Navy.
He's
Oh, I love that.
chief island officer.
What does that mean?
When they like make shit up, like
Yeah.
Danny's chief optimism officer for Optus.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah, Jason Momoa is the
That
chief
gives me the
island officer of Yas Island. So he'll obviously be at the race. He is. Oh,
exciting.
actually, he replaces comedian actor Kevin Hart, who left the role earlier this year.
He was the island officer.
Yes, they made. Yeah, so he says the like intro video, like trailer for it said when you discover he was on a paddleboard saying, when you discover your calling, when you realize your destiny, and you know your whole life has led to this one ridiculously awesome job. They made me chief island officer of Yas Island, Abu Dhabi. So now I'm making sure everyone here lives it up like me.
I'm screaming.
I never thought I would find him unattractive. I can't believe this is happening to me.
As Yas Island, Abu Dhabi continues to entertain guests with best-in-class experiences and with offerings that resonate with visitors from all over the world, we look forward to raising the bar even higher in the days to come with Jason Momoa as Island's newest officer. Like, what does this even mean?
Can they like list out like a job listing? Like, tell me what
Like,
was
I need,
expected.
yeah, like I need to know what this actually means. So, anyways, what would you do, Nicole?
I think I would love to be chief creative officer for like watermelon. Like I just love watermelon.
You're so right for that.
Like
They could be
they're
doing
like,
more.
here's Nicole. She's the new chief creative officer of watermelons.
Yeah,
Who knows what I could do with that?
they're not utilizing
Chief watermelon officer.
it directly
CWO.
enough.
Yeah,
CWO.
Chief Watermelon.
Yeah.
exactly.
You do have to have big yabos for that position. So
Would you say that I do?
absolutely.
Thank you. That's on record.
As it should be.
My thanks are hanging.
They are thanking. They're thanking enough that you should be the WCO or whatever.
I think I would want to be creative director for the species of ducks.
You do love ducks.
Okay, I feel bad that I picked something.
Then maybe
No, the
Scary.
baby was really good.
So
The baby
maybe
was good.
maybe the Duck Hotel in Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I would be the
absolutely.
chief creative officer for the Duck Hotel, and I would organize really fun events and like do a lot of things. Yeah, I need that. As I'm starting to think about my new job,
As she's
New
creative
venture.
directing. This is me immediately before designing any TG1F merch.
I'm the
As
chief.
you should.
I'm the chief
This is
duck.
us before we come up with any ideas.
I'm the chief quack officer. Chief
Okay.
quack. I'm
Great
the
name.
head quack, and I'm really gonna be channeling my inner Jimmy Neutron's
I
dad.
love that.
That one completely forgot about Jimmy Neutron's dad. Maybe I'm gonna say it. The original
hit.
Dilf
He can hit. For sure.
absolutely would
sure.
let him ruin me.
100%.
Just beef it out. Everyone's like, "What are they talking about?"
The what?
Yeah, we have this thing called beep. It's like, oh wait, have you seen? Nick was watching this the other night, the SpongeBob episode where they learn the swear word
Yes.
Oh
and
my
they beep
god.
it out. So they actually wanted them to like not say anything, and they like or like make up swears
Yeah.
during that they would beep out, and or like and then they were like, "This is too hard." can we just say it? And they're like, yeah, but we're like never gonna like release that ever. And someone found it.
Shut
and
up.
it's literally this them being like, what does this mean? Motherfucker. And then it's like, wow, Patrick, what a fucking beautiful day. It's like it's literally everything.
I need you to email me that expeditiously.
Okay, TI.
10 inches?
What?
That's what TI stands for.
Is it?
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh.
Okay.
I honestly didn't know that, but also he's the only person.
His thing
is banging.
He's the only person in the world I've ever heard use the word expeditiously.
Are you? Okay. Me and
like,
TI?
You and TI. I was
What a
just like,
club.
whoa.
Honestly. Who would
He's
win
like,
in a fight?
That's expeditiously. And everyone's like, you're making up fake words, dude.
Expeditiously is a fake word. Sorry, I picked it up from TI.
Yeah,
My
I'm not
close
surprised.
personal friend TI.
We are in our planet 3.
Literally.
This is our planet
This is
3.
beautiful.
And you wanna know what? Everyone's feeling really calm and relaxed listening to this, most likely because nature sounds do release.
Fun fact about bird noises I learned is that bird noises even out your nervous system because it means that there is no threats around.
Tell that to my damn cats.
So,
Tell that to them.
Well,
they're not
hunters.
humans.
Humans, there's no threats to us if the birds are chirping. So if you're ever feeling stressed out or anxious, go ahead and listen to some bird sounds. It'll make you feel better.
Pop on this podcast.
So true.
Episode.
Just listen to this episode.
I want to talk about quickly relating to F1 before we get into a fun game.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is Checo having a literal 4th child?
Oh my god.
This motherfucker needs to keep his thing in his pants. His thing is banging.
It is his thing is banging
all over Corolla,
all over town.
Oh my god! Like,
here's the thing though: is it actually good for Corolla? Because in the scenario in which maybe she finally, or in some scenarios she files for divorce from Checo, she's getting more child support because she has had more
exactly. She's absolutely cranking out.
She's really just plotting her future.
Yes. She's right. That's an annual raise.
She said, "You're gonna cheat on me. That's fine. I'm gonna have 6 babies with you, and you will be paying child support until you die." Bitch.
Also, like, she's never not pregnant.
I know.
First
I
of
feel
all,
like she's.
I'm like,
she must be so sleepy.
It's giving shiny happy people. It's giving Jim
No,
Bob Duggar.
Jim Bob.
Check out Jim Bob.
What is it?
Check. Wait, what are her other kids' names? Do they have C names?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I wish Corolla and Checo. I wish. Well, his name is Sergio.
And then they have Sergio Jr. And then they have, I forgot their other kids' names, but I don't think they're C's.
Oh, damn.
But it's giving the what is the group that the Doggers are in? It's like
I don't know what the cult name is.
It's not the Church of Latter-day Saints. That's Mormons. It's the
Children of God.
Basic life principles. That's what it is.
It's insane that I don't know this, considering that the headquarters of the cult is in my hometown.
Yeah,
in
you
Illinois.
narrowly escaped. That could have been you.
We used to have an old wives' tale that it was like the folklore was that you couldn't drive down because they used to keep their gates open. You couldn't drive down at night because otherwise they would like cut your engine and kidnap you.
Okay, that was also one where I lived, and we did not have the Duggars there.
Okay,
it was Satan.
Yeah, it's the church
in Ohio.
It's the class or like the Institute of Basic Life Principles.
Yes, which the founder did famously go to my high school, and also banks at my roommate's mom's bank.
Be honest. Do we think it's Nicole?
So
do we think that the leader's Nicole?
I have a lot of ties to
the reason that you don't have a husband is you haven't found your Jim Bob.
Yeah.
If there are any Jim Bobs, if there are any Jim Bobs out there, please DM us.
Be Jim Bob himself.
That's
we can't rule it out.
No, I don't think they have polygamy.
No, they're not.
No, because they don't have polygamy. They're one of the basic life principles is that you need to have as many children as possible because the world is not actually stable. The population is not actually stable, and it's a gift from God to be able to have children. Anyways, I have a game for us.
Please, I have it pulled up.
Great.
Oh my God.
Riley. So everyone listening, Riley used to be a 1-star waitress, 1 gold star waitress at Cracker Barrel. And so So here's
the thing. If you have never been to a Cracker Barrel is a traditionally American home
style. It is fast casual.
Breakfast foods, but they also have lunch and dinner, but I feel like most people go for the breakfast foods, I would say.
Yeah.
They have a full store. attached.
Yes.
And
lots of live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
Decor.
And it's definitely an experience. If you have ever been on a road trip and you're just like, I'm hungry, I need something to pull off, you're pulling off at an exit, there's always usually a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. And I could have been there.
Riley could have been there.
If you've been in the past.
So today we're gonna play a game.
And it's called You Work at Cracker. It's an imagination.
POV.
It's a one shot. You work at Cracker Barrel. Picture this. Close your eyes and picture this. You work at Cracker Barrel, and the F1 drivers come in. What are they ordering off the menu? And Riley, we're gonna call on your knowledge, and then Nicole and I each have the menu up to be looking at it.
It's crucial information that you know that when I worked at Cracker Barrel specifically, I had half bleached blonde hair and half completely dyed black hair.
I need to see a photo of this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Melanie
have
Martinez.
lost my phone. That it was maybe a little bit before she came on the scene. So not to say that she copied, but she came to my Cracker Barrel and was like, "That's it. That's the look."
Okay. Should we just go with the breakfast menu?
Yeah.
Or like this menu is
no, because you know what? The only thing I can say without a doubt on Thursday nights, if you worked Thursday nights, you had to fill 100 ramekins with tartar sauce from an enormous bag.
Here's what I'm gonna say about that is I clicked on the menu seafood. Okay, we've got shrimps, but then we go into catfish. Now that's not seafood.
Just food.
That's lake food.
Lake food.
And
river
trout.
food, which famously feed into the sea. So
I don't think that you can. I don't think any fish.
I don't even have catfish on mine when I look at seafood.
Oh, what is the truth?
Can you send me? Can you send me?
I'm literally on Cracker Barrel.
Me too.
Well, I typed in at made me choose the city. What did you put in?
I just said use my location.
Oh, I just typed in Atlanta because I knew that there was going to be an
Atlanta. So you just typed in Atlanta?
Yeah, because I knew that there was going to be...
Of course Atlanta thinks that catfish is seafood.
Georgia is on the ocean.
That's why they're probably, like, confused. They're so close to that and also rivers.
Okay, here's...
Are you in Morrow?
Okay, well, I worked in Ohio, so maybe type in Ohio.
So
we'll go to the Ohio.
Go to Milford, Ohio.
Milford, Ohio.
That's where my expertise is at.
0-minute wait time in Morrow, in case you're wondering.
That's not surprising at all.
Milford, Ohio.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This is going to be the longest podcast episode in recorded history.
Perfect. Well, to be fair, we had a full intro that was unused.
That's true.
And a bathroom break.
And a phone call.
We do have to pee.
Okay. All right, Lewis. What's Lewis getting? I'm going immediately to...
He's getting the rainbow trout, the crusted rainbow trout.
He's a vegan.
Oh.
So no bitchy days.
Is he eating anything in fucking
I'm going to burgers, salads, and more.
I was briefly a vegetarian during my Cracker Barrel era. They have a great biscuit service. Okay. So he probably would get
just
that.
Get a biscuit. Okay, salads and more.
And grits, probably. He could get grits.
House salad. Oh, thick sliced bacon pieces. Can't be for Lewis.
Delicious.
Okay. Vegetable soup bowl. Maybe.
Yeah. They had country
vegetable plate. Oh, this is all Lewis can get is a country vegetable plate.
This is like triggering me. I haven't looked at a Cracker Barrel menu since I left.
If any of that is cooked in
bacon fat.
Yeah, or stock.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you it all is.
Yeah. I feel like Lewis can't possibly eat at a Cracker Barrel.
He can eat the biscuits.
Water and
biscuit beignets.
Oh, shit.
But it's buttermilk. Buttermilk, he can't have the biscuits.
And milk. He can't have milk.
Well, he can have a cup of water and just play the peg game while everyone else eats.
Yeah, like Lewis is not eating.
Okay,
confirmed.
So case in point, Lewis is not eating at a Cracker Barrel.
George.
That's fair.
Well, this is actually like kind of fucked up because they're all actually just getting the salads. Like I don't think anyone's actually getting anything. So
but based on their vibe alone,
yeah,
based on their vibe, George is having the country. I think it's the country boy breakfast. This is testing my knowledge. There's like the
I actually don't even want to look at the menu. I just want Riley. I'm just going off Riley's head. Yeah,
he's getting the country.
I'm not playing.
Like the farmer morning breakfast.
He's getting the old timers.
The old timer. Yeah, it's like they have like a noun and then
the Cracker Barrel Country Boy breakfast.
Okay.
3 farm fresh eggs and choice of 2 breakfast sides plus sirloin steak tipped sugar, cured, or country ham. Comes with buttermilk biscuits and sawmill gravy. That's giving like
classic English breakfast.
Exactly.
It's
It's
Max.
exactly what you get.
What is Max getting?
Max is getting the pancake taco.
It depends. Is Kelly there? Because Kelly's not letting him get a damn thing.
So true.
So if it's Max by himself, chicken and dumplings, absolutely.
The chicken and dumplings fucking slap.
So good.
That shit is so good.
I wish I could explain to you how messy it is to try and carry. Like, the way that they put the chicken and dumplings on the plate is like, it is like it's
They slop it on. Yeah, I was gonna say it's giving
holes. The food they give them in holes.
Yeah,
but it's tasty as fuck.
I mean, yeah, that's my sister got every time she
Checo.
Well, what did he say when he was like, oh, when I retire, I'm gonna eat bad. So he's headed to Cracker Barrel the minute he retires.
When I retire,
I've heard of this
Caramel
one
chicken
place.
dumplings. I think
that was like, I heard of one spot.
It's the one in Milford, Ohio.
Checo.
Oh God. Maybe he would get the catfish.
Okay.
I feel like he's getting biscuits and gravy.
You think? Based on what?
Just feel like he's a classic kind of guy.
I feel like maybe he'd be like, you know what? I'm at the Cracker Barrel. I want to get something that's like classic Americana. I'm going to get the fried catfish.
Oh, bro, they have Impossible sausages.
Impossibles?
That's Lewis.
Absolutely.
Lewis can eat
Impossible sausages.
I'm screaming at this image of just two dry ass Impossible sausage patties.
So they have that. So Lewis is getting.
Okay. He could just get those alone by themselves.
Maybe potatoes.
Oh, oh my God. I can't remember what they're called. The country apples or something. It's just like apples in like sugar and cinnamon. Like that's the whole deal.
Okay, perfect. He's getting Impossible fried apples, seasoned with cinnamon and baked in the oven. Right?
Okay, completely unrelated, but the Cracker Barrel that I specifically worked at, a lot of people on task would go there, and they were just not kind to me. But one of them specifically, my poor memory, her screaming at me because I would not tell her the price of a single slice of bacon. I was like, well, to get 3 of them, it's $3.69, and she was like, I just want to know how much it is for one.
You're like, we can't do that.
Actually, I was like, I am 17 years old.
Checo's getting the Southern Fried Chicken family meal basket because he has so many family members to feed.
Oh my God.
There are $5 meals
now. Famously, Cracker Barrel is open on Thanksgiving. You have to mandatorily work Thanksgiving, and they give you a full family meal. So maybe that's what Checo's getting.
Maybe.
I think you're right.
Well, he's going to lose his job at Red Bull soon, so he's going to need a family-friendly, cost-efficient meal.
What do you think Danny's getting? I feel like he would get like the cowboy something.
He would get the old timers breakfast. No, that's what Alonso would get. Danny would get. I can't remember. Oh God. Actually, I think he's gonna get the country fried steak.
That feels Danny.
Yeah, he's probably had it in Montana. I can only imagine.
Or the biscuit. The steak and egg hash brown casserole also sounds pretty.
They did not have that when I worked there.
I'm sick.
That is a new invention.
1,080 calories.
I hate when they tell you the calories.
I'm like, I'm not here to eat healthy, please.
No,
I don't want to.
You're not going to a Cracker Barrel for your health.
Nutrition. Charles is overwhelmed by the words on this menu.
Charles is just hanging out in the store and picking up things and being like, who is buying this?
He's getting a grandma's best boy hat.
He is. He's
camp grandma hat.
He's just touching the like lace doilies they have around and being like, oh my God, my mom would love this.
Carlos? I think Carlos is getting the grandma sampler pancake breakfast.
I love that.
100%. He's like, you know what? Grandma, I trust her. Grandma knows what's up.
A little bit of something of everything. And she said, I am here. I might as well load up. I'm loading.
Famously, he loves breakfast, loves to have time for breakfast. So I feel like Grandma Sampler is going to get you there.
Yeah. See, also, there's a lot of protein there. So
I just know that he loves a burger. So I feel like he's getting like a big American burger.
Is most excited about the hash brown casserole?
Danny.
Danny is, but ironically, Danny's like, oh my God, it's so American. Like, I get it.
It's actually Logan because he's like, I've been waiting for this.
I know, Logan's probably like, he probably eats only at Cracker Barrel.
We've been needing this.
You know where it's like you come home from a trip and you're like, what's the food you're most
Florida
excited?
is he from?
Miami, right?
Is he? I'm Googling.
I feel like it's from around Miami. Palm Beach, I thought. I could be extremely wrong. Or maybe he's from the Keys. He's not from the Panhandle, so it's not as bad as it could be. No offense to the Panhandle.
Fort Lauderdale.
All right.
Fort Lauderdale. Okay.
I was hoping he was like...
Right, sorry, I really have to pee. You can continue this conversation without me.
Can we?
All right, Alonso, we decide is getting the old timers.
He's getting the old timers.
Obviously. What about Lance?
Lance is the 100 ramekins of tartar sauce that I had to pipe before Fish Fridays.
Why?
Just distasteful. Shouldn't be here. Did not enjoy my time with it.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Right. I can get canceled for that. I feel fine with that.
Let me see. I don't know why he's giving me Grandpa's Country Fried Breakfast. That just is like feeling lands to me.
Very well could be.
Or like a stuffed cheesecake pancake breakfast.
Okay, they have stuffed cheesecake pancakes. I have blocked every single Cracker Barrel thought from my head
not
until
true
now.
because you literally have pulled a meal out for every single person that we talked about.
This is triggering my trauma response.
Pierre, I know you have thoughts on this. What's Pierre getting?
I know, God. I legitimately don't know. I feel like there was like a healthy portion of the menu where it was like you could get like something with egg whites. It was like an egg white skillet. It might not be there anymore, but it was like a big deal when we first announced it. We had to go to a big meeting about it. That the skillet breakfast was being introduced.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that would be him, because I feel like, it's like, oh my God, Pierre, and then it's like, oh, but kind of nothing's actually happening here. It's just the same.
It's the same
deal,
thing,
but reorganized. Pierre, you know what you did.
Okay.
You stripped your calves in the Austin airport too wide.
Esteban.
Honestly, I feel like Esteban is just kind of getting.
I feel like he's getting biscuits and gravy.
Yes.
Like I feel like he's like classic. He's like, I want like a nice. I went to French pastry, and
they were like, we got biscuits.
Yeah.
If I worked there and someone asked for a patisserie, I'd be like, we have biscuits.
Yeah, I feel like that's giving Esteban. Yuki is getting like the sampler platter.
Yes.
Like he's getting whatever it is like the app sampler. Like it's just like a little bit of everything.
Oh God, I think that might be. I don't think it's the grandma's sampler, but it's the something sampler.
Yeah, like he's getting a little bit of everything.
Where you get 4 sides.
Yeah.
I think he would fuck up the country apples. I think he would really find joy in those. But I think he'd like the chicken dumplings too, because that's like a real fan favorite.
Yeah.
Real Cracker Barrel fans know.
Like he's also definitely getting the barrel bite duo. 2 of your favorite barrel bite.
What is a barrel bite? We did not have
appetizers, so it's like the loaded steak fries, country fried pickles, white
kidding.
cheddar cheese bites, loaded hash brown casserole tots.
They didn't have any of these things.
Beignets.
Wait, can you show me a picture of the biscuit beignets? They're getting a lot of.
They're pretty good.
Should we go to? It should be noted that I did go to Cracker Barrel on the morning of my wedding.
Incredible.
With all my bridesmaids. Back to my homeland of Cracker Barrel.
Nick DeVries. He's getting something with just like steak and potatoes. Like I feel like he like
he's
hearty.
He's asking if they can do the country fried steak without the fried.
Yeah, he's just like, give me a steak.
Which I respect.
Botas also getting like a hearty breakfast combo.
Feels like
every kind of meat.
Oh.
I feel like he's like, I'm getting the catfish.
I think he'd appreciate the catfish for what it is. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're so right.
We've talked about how he's very outdoorsy, and I feel like he's like someone who'd be like, I'll have the catfish.
Yeah. And he's gonna enjoy it and put his napkin down on the plate and be like, that really hit the spot.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
What about Joe? He's like, I don't know what I'm getting, so I'll have just a biscuit. Like I feel like he's gonna be like skeptical.
I think he's sticking with pancakes.
Yeah.
A classic.
He's getting something that it's like it's known.
Right.
It's not
like,
outside
I
the
feel
sphere.
like it's like
everything else I feel like is just too kind of like it's like sloppy.
Like a build your own home style breakfast. I feel like
yes.
he's like, I'll just build.
He can DIY it. He can put together an outfit. He can put together a breakfast.
Exactly. Alex Albon. He's doing something from the kids menu. I feel like
absolutely.
He's like,
he can have what I had every single night, which is just the children's 5-piece chicken tender meal.
I'm dead.
With mashed potatoes. And you can dunk the tenders in there.
Giving the mini confetti pancakes.
Ooh, that also
I cannot believe how many good things they added to the menu since I left. I'm furious.
Like, I am missing
me who left 10 years ago.
Okay,
no.
Yeah, he's definitely getting. Yeah, he's definitely getting like. But he's like, if I'm getting kids, I can get 2 things. So he's getting like the mini confetti pancakes and like the biscuit breakfast sandwich that also comes with a scrambled egg side and a hash brown casserole.
Amazing.
And he's demolishing at the peg game.
Yeah,
honestly, let it be known.
That's what I'm getting.
That's what I'm saying. I want to ask, who do we think out of all of them, who's demolishing the peg game fastest? Like, who's doing the best at the peg game? And for anyone who's listening who's never been to a Cracker Barrel and doesn't understand the peg game,
pegging.
Who's fucking pegging the best? No. Basically, it's a triangle, and there are it's like a pyramid level of golf tees.
Yeah.
Essentially, and you have to kind of hop over each one.
Yeah.
To remove as many as you can.
Yeah. But there's a way. So
I was not good at it at first, and then I got okay.
But essentially, it's a
I
very
didn't know you were a Cracker Barrel.
To Cracker Barrel.
Yes, iconic to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it is literally trademarked intellectual property.
I think
skill at pegging the best.
Charles feels like someone that would be good at
Charles is
pegging,
pegging.
but also I feel like he plays a lot of chess. Like he loves chess, so I feel like he's like loving those like kind of like.
I think he'd be absolute because we also have checkers. I'm back at Cracker Barrel. I'm back in my Cracker Barrel era. I'm going back. I'm quitting my job. I think
there's some new things on the menu. I gotta go back.
Honestly, reading this menu, I'm like, okay, I'm excited about this. He is gonna demolish at checkers. I think the peg game is gonna be so unknown, and if you read the text on it as well, it's all like kind of like
are unclear.
It's like, oh, if you get this many, you're an ignoramus, but they spell like ignoramus. I think that he would be like, I don't know what this is.
He would just really need someone to explain it to him.
Exactly, and I don't think that we have the time for that.
But I would explain it to him.
I quite lovingly would.
I think Logan Sargent would fucking slap it.
Well, he's
played it before.
Yeah.
Also, from experience alone.
Logan is next up on our list, and he's giving me catfish. He's like, we eat this down south and home.
Absolutely. He's
in my brain, Logan. In my brain.
From the bayou.
I want him to be like that's what I want. I want him to be from the swamps, the Florida swamps. He's going absolute gator hunting. He goes gatoring on the weekend.
Show.
He's going gator hunting on the show.
Gator boys?
No, swamp people. Logan's on swamp people. He's hunting gators.
I said small people. I was like, little people, big world.
Little people, big world.
He's I don't know. You're on TikTok, right?
I'm not. I'm so sorry.
But basically, there's a guy.
I do know swamp people. I know.
Adam shows me a lot of
Everglades.
I want him to.
Loves that guy. Okay, I've seen him.
I definitely like in my brain. I want Logan to be from the Everglades. Like I want him to be like.
That makes me like him more.
Crocodiling. He's crocodiling on the weekends. He says, "See you later, alligator," in a wild crocodile.
Stop. Okay, Loki, he should have probably tagged him in for that. That was fake.
Logan to be a part of his Gatorland.
Like that's in my brain. I want him to be like from down south.
Do we think
I just got into carting and I didn't go to school. I just carted on the weekends.
I carted on the weekends.
My mom used to bring me some sweet tea, and I just went gatoring after school.
My God.
Noodling, catching those.
I would pay so much money to see Logan Sargent noodle.
Oh, okay. Who do you?
Anyways,
okay. If you had to pick one, this is very Americana. If you had to pick one other driver to go noodling with you,
I don't know what noodling is.
Is the goal to have fun, or is the goal to catch a catfish?
That's what we're doing. We're catching catfish.
So basically, noodling is obviously you stick your arm into holes, and the catfish bite your.
They bite it down, and you pull them out.
Them out of the holes.
Okay, clearly not a River Monsters fan.
She will not be doing this.
No, but if you had to pick a driver to do it with, who would you?
Yes,
do it for me. No, absolutely, Botas.
You're participating.
I'm not participating. He's gonna do it for me.
To be honest, I think Danny would be pretty fearless, and I think Danny would do it.
No, because I think that he'd be like joking around too much, and the fish would get away.
Fair enough.
Or if I'm trying to catch
like, I can do it, and then it'll bite him, and you'd be like, ah, and you'd freak out.
Exactly. I was gonna say, okay, that's who I was like.
K-Mag or Botas? Our Bear Grylls survivors.
It's the same. It's the same list.
In the wild of Bear Grylls, they're the same.
It's a unified circle.
What is it about the outdoors that makes us think about outdoor activities?
Every time.
That's beautiful.
Well, speaking of, K-Mag is next on our list again.
Oh my God.
Do they have gator bites at Cracker Barrel?
No.
Maybe in Florida.
That's true.
I did not work at one in Florida.
That feels like a thing in Florida they would have.
Okay. I feel like he's getting
delicious.
I've only
the tips, tenders, and shrimp platter.
Tips, tenders, and shrimps?
Tenders, and shrimp.
Yeah, I think he's getting straight meat.
Yeah. He doesn't have time to
He's like,
fuss about.
No carbs.
Nico Hulkenberg. Definitely getting the stuffed French toast.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't there when I was there.
He feels fun. He feels like a fun guy.
Yeah.
Cheesecake French toast? Cheesecake pancakes?
Yeah. Lando?
Okay, actually, this is the only one that I actually was like, I know what this is. And this is because when I worked there, the Coca-Cola chocolate cake, I would, anytime anyone ordered that, I also would just shave a little bit off. I'm getting like tax extra for this.
They're coming after you.
I would shave a little bit extra off and just hide it in a napkin and eat it later, because the Coca-Cola cake, the Coca-Cola chocolate cake, has no liquid in it other than Coca-Cola, and it's the best thing I've ever had in my life.
I don't think I've ever had it. We'll have to try it.
We'll have to go back.
The way that we're about to go to Cracker Barrel.
Okay, so
Lando's just eating that. He's just having that. It's served warm with a side of ice cream, a la mode. He's getting that. Yeah. Yeah. Lando's not ordering it a la mode, but I'm classy, so I'm gonna order a la
Well,
mode.
we know he likes ice cream, so
The
I think
next-
that tracks.
Next
It
is
does-
Oscar, and I just feel like he's getting a country fried shrimp because he's like shrimp on the Barbie, fried shrimp. He can get behind that, and it's not too adventurous.
That's fair.
He doesn't feel like a very adventurous eater to me.
No, he's the person that
Also-
asks me for one piece of bacon.
Yeah, he also feels when he's a meth head.
What did you say? He's totally reminding me of the meth heads that used to come into my Cracker
No, I
Barrel.
just feel like Oscar is he also feels like a kid's meal kind of guy. Like I feel like it's not anything crazy. He's getting like your standard 2 eggs, 3 slices of bacon,
Right.
toast, like very very basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's on the menu for a reason.
It is because it's a classic.
Because it's a classic, and
So
classics
true.
are good.
You're not wrong.
And
Was that all
now,
of them?
last but not least, what would you guys get?
I feel like I already
Well, I just
stated
decided that I
You
really
did.
want to get Alex Albon's meal. Like, I'm
really
gonna
want
get the
chicken and dumplings. Damn it.
chicken and dumplings is so
It's
motherfucking
so
good.
good.
Okay, so now I want the chicken and dumplings, the
Hash
rainbow
brown,
confetti
as
thing, and a biscuits and gravy. I'm
Yeah.
just getting 3 things.
If
That's
it's
my
a
death
thirst-
row meal.
Oh, good. Death row meal.
That's what we have to do next time, Nicole. Is we have to decide what each driver's death row meal
Stop.
is.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all
Anyways.
from Cracker Barrel though. Just what this. I'm like, isn't that this?
What do you got for the girls' room for us?
Okay, girls' room is pretty. It's kind of decent today. Not
Okay.
a ton, obviously. This season, we've obviously lost a lot of flags, so hard to have a
I
big
know.
girls' room if we've lost a lot of girls.
So true.
But there was a Louis Vuitton fashion show at Paris Fashion Week this week, and there was a lot of girls there. First of all,
So many girls.
yeah, the girls were out.
The girls.
So-
The girls are girling.
Definitely a lot of girls, and not just on the runway. So Kika was there with Pierre, and she looked great. I actually really liked her outfit.
I liked her outfit.
A lot of people were kind of hating on it, and they were like,
Really?
"It's so basic," and I was just like,
So
"I
was
think
the collection.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she looked really great. I think she looks really good in white. She's like very tan. She has that
Yeah.
like really shiny dark hair. And I just think she looked like classy. She wasn't like, you could tell she wasn't trying too hard. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I think she does a good job of those kind of looks, where it's like
Yes.
it would be basic, but she is so lovely.
Yeah.
that
And
it's
she
not
like
giving.
styles it well. Like I feel like she picks nice accessories
Yeah,
and like
100%.
shoes that like it just like takes like maybe a simple outfit and makes it better.
Here's the
Right.
thing: Louis Vuitton is basic, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Louis Vuitton is basic.
But if-
they're not
okay.
doing anything that's like
Yeah.
changing the game.
I don't know why I really wish that having a new creative director would.
I
do
mean, it
something.
is Pharrell.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, I think it's better than it has been,
Right.
maybe. I
Right.
think,
It
like,
was nothing new.
but I
in the
also think
field
it
of
was like
fashion, but for
his
Louis
first,
Vuitton, I was
but I
like,
also think it was like
yes.
his first show.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he
True.
was gonna like totally reinvent the way. I feel like he needs to like ease
Yeah.
people
We're
in, you know
giving
what I mean?
Pharrell the benefit of the doubt, but I see we're not giving Danny and Will the benefit of the
Better
doubt.
I know.
similar vibes. Okay, well, don't worry because I was not giving them the benefit of the doubt.
No,
I'm
I'm
giving
not at
no one the benefit of the doubt.
So, but Pierre was there, and the thing that everyone was doing in our DMs was absolutely ripping apart his outfit. And like, yeah, it was not the best. However, you have to remember that like if you get invited to
The
these
denim
shows,
bedazzled
you
Louis
do
Vuitton
have to
outfit.
wear
They give you
something
an outfit.
from this collection.
Exactly.
Like, and so like there's and a lot of times they won't let you wear something that someone else that's going
Right.
is wearing. And Pierre's definitely
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, bottom of the barrel of the invites most likely.
For fashion, especially.
So like I don't think that
We've,
like
we've seen what he's
we've
been
seen
up
what he's
to.
putting together on his own.
I think that probably like the good fits were already taken and this
Right.
is like what he got. I don't think they styled him well because
No.
like why were his like socks so high and his shoes he looked like
It was
the
it
thing
rainbow
for me
pattern.
that I was making fun of, and I posted this, and I was like, "It's killing me." I was like,
The hair.
"The hair.
The
Why
hair.
is it a
No.
comb over? Why does he look like he has a bowl cut?"
Unnecessary bangs.
Someone did go, like respond to the story though and said, "I feel like he has like forehead anxiety, and he just keeps like
Probably
combing his
does.
hair over his forehead." And so I'm like,
Tragic.
"What's your hairline looking like lately, Pierre?"
Oh no, that
That's
makes me
fair.
nervous. Do
However-
not tell Adam. Adam's gonna be devastated if Pierre's going bald.
It's okay. You just get plugs like Lewis and Seb.
Literally, he has.
And Danny's on his
true.
way.
Yeah.
Danny's on his way. to
Yeah.
plugs. But okay, his outfit was not
No, I'd
great.
rather-
But I also was
I
like,
secretly also love MGK, and MGK has gotten plugs.
oh man,
What is
everyone
he?
has plugs.
You told me this. I learned how old he was this weekend.
So true.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
Everyone has plugs.
Yeah.
Every celebrity man has plugs because one and we all learn you're not ugly, you're just
Just
poor.
poor.
And every male celebrity has plugs and also face fillers. Joe Jonas can attest. He's the new face of men getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, which I'm
Really?
pro.
Joe
You didn't know
Jonas?
that? He has a
Oh.
whole new campaign out about like pro men getting like facial fillers.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like wild.
That's crazy. Okay, you learn something new every day.
Well, now you have.
I can't believe I just taught you something new about a
The
Jonas brother.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
Kind of fake
How
of
do you
you.
feel right now?
Honestly.
I'm visibly shook.
It's because we've been at the beach all day for the last 2 days straight, just receiving no new intel.
You know what? That tracks though. That feels right. You know, if
Good
only
for him.
Nick could get his third big tooth like fixed.
Don't.
He has 3 front teeth.
It's
And
upsetting.
yeah, maybe his voice wouldn't be so whiny. It's probably just like the extra
It's
air
just
coming through.
The
his
air whistling
teeth.
around the spare
Yeah,
tooth.
his mouth cavity is too wide.
Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3. Which Jonas brother were you?
Kevin.
And you were a big Kevin fan?
Oh,
Are you?
Oh, I think who do I identify with more?
No, like which,
I was like, oh, I was always the ugly friend.
which brother?
That was
Smashing?
a gut shot. Using
You both are like gasp.
so not an option.
Like, oh,
You guys are both literally gasped.
Oh my god.
To be
To be
fair,
fair, you can put your the ear
Ear?
mattress. Air mattress.
Oh my
wait,
god.
my Midwestern accent.
It's Cracker
I know, I'm sorry. It's
To be
being
fair,
around
I'm
with
a Kevin
listeners.
girl now.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I also
Okay.
identified with him for a long time because I was always like I had a long streak in my life of being friends with like the most popular girl or like someone that was like very cool and popular and everyone loved. And I was just like her ugly friend.
No.
I was like the sidekick. Like I was just there for like that's why I got funny and sarcastic is because I was like I
Me
was
to this podcast right now?
I was the duff, the designated ugly fat friend.
No.
That's upsetting to me.
And
No.
so I vibed with Kevin a lot at growing up because I
Not
was
you
like,
mandating him the duff?
okay, well, nobody liked Kevin. Everyone thought he was ugly, and I was like,
With
but
those
he's
sideburns. That was a
yeah,
mistake.
but I was like, but he's still cool, and he got married first, and so I had hope for myself that I would maybe like someone.
Oh, hey, you
Guess,
read
and guess
it,
what?
It worked.
Out of a lot of my friends, I am first, so take that. It
Yeah.
was a Joe girl.
Okay, Joe girl.
I hated Nick. No offense.
I also did. I
I thought
also
he
the
was
Joe
so
girl.
cocky and annoying, and I just have always thought that his voice sounds so whiny.
That's so crazy to me that you were also a Nick girl because being a Liam girl,
sorry.
I feel like
I was
or,
not
I'm sorry,
also a
a
Nick
Joe
girl.
girl because also being a Liam girl, our histories are pretty storied and we make mistakes, and so being a Nick and a Liam girl.
No, I'm not a Nick girl.
I know that's why I'm saying
Oh.
it's surprising to me because as
Oh.
a Liam girl, we're
You
bad
should.
at
I
making
should have been a Nick
Should've.
girl.
Damn.
dodged a bullet there.
I know. Okay, well, Liam was good at the beginning.
At the beginning.
Okay, Liam was the best at the beginning. I think he was so cute.
That feels like such a hot take on what was the best at the beginning.
Liam was arguably the best
He
in the
was.
band at the beginning.
Personality wise?
No, singing voice.
Oh,
Wise, but
singing
also
what?
like
Are we
when-
counting talent?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
okay, but they were all kind of ugly at the beginning.
They were
Yeah,
ugly at the very
obviously.
beginning.
And so
Well,
but
You
at
just
the
see
end,
past the
but
ugliness.
they all got yeah, well they were like young, but they all as they started getting like attractive, Liam
Mhm.
hit puberty first. Kind of.
Yeah.
Like Liam was like so hot.
Yeah.
Liam was
Also,
so
I
hot.
really loved that he was the responsible
Yeah,
one.
I liked that,
Oh my god.
and he had a
This is
great
all very
voice.
traumatizing in a very different. Actually, honestly, kind of the same pipeline as Cracker Barrel was for me. Was like One Direction and Cracker Barrel were happening like
Simultaneously.
yes,
It was a really big period of your life.
parallel lives.
But I
Huge.
didn't like Nick because I felt like he sounded super whiny, and I thought he was like way too cocky, and like
Right.
I didn't
'Cause he
like
hated
that he
Miley.
thought that he was better than
Oh,
everyone else.
I was an absolute
Slut.
no.
for Nick
I was a
Jonas.
huge misogynist towards Miley back in the day because I hated
Stop.
her. Because I hated that she was dating Nick Jonas. I hated her.
I had.
And obviously, I've come back from that.
And
You're like,
now-
and I still do.
I'd rather pick Miley over Nick these days.
Obviously.
I think I had unresolved bisexuality towards Miley,
I think so. Maybe
and
that was
so I was like, Nick is the worst, and I hate him, and it's not
Oh,
because
so you
he's
were
dating Miley.
opposite of Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole hated Miley because Miley's dating Nick. You hated Nick.
I
because
hated
was
Nick,
dating Miley.
But I was like, she could do so much better. Like, he is so basic, and she's super cool.
wow, fighting for my life for Nick Jonas.
Sorry.
I literally was like,
I'm
I'm
so
going
sorry.
to marry that man.
Sorry, I was like, I don't think that she's hot, but I do hate him for dating
well, I
her.
also thought that like he, not that he was. I like a really dark haired man.
Dude,
famously so.
and Joe had the darker of the hair, and he was a little bit more like punky, and I
That's
really
surprising
vibed
that
with
you
him.
weren't a Zayn girly then.
Zon.
Zahn. So sorry to hear about
Okay.
Zahn.
hold on. Okay, let's get into.
Wait, I have a couple more girls.
I know we do. I know.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
sorry, guys. We got so sidetracked.
Sorry, we're just trying to
second of all,
but also we've been recording this for like 2 hours at this point,
Yeah.
so like
the girlies are chatting.
this is literally just you signed up for just being a fly on the wall.
Them things.
We talked about Keegan Pierre and making you guys lay off his fashion choices because there was only so much left at the bottom of the barrel for him in this LV collection. But something really came true for us, and I would like to say this is our brains being so powerful. We got Kimberly Nicole Kardashian and Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton speaking together and they looked friendly. They were not meeting for the first time.
No,
they were not meeting for the first time, and it looked good. And seeing them next to each other, I was like, the vibes. They were vibing.
Yes,
100%. They're the scoop.
Kim
and Lewis are the scoop.
The damn
for fucking sure. They are the next it couple. If they don't date or at least fuck at one point, I will literally.
You don't think they have fucked?
I don't. No, Kim does not. No. Kim doesn't have sex with people unless she's dating them. She's like very.
Are you for real?
No, I'm serious. She's actually like very, very shy in that sense, like in the actual intimate sense.
Yeah.
So she doesn't do that unless she's dating.
I'm getting intel.
I don't know anything about
them.
Stand. Yeah. She thought Pete was going to be a one night stand, and she ended up dating him. Yeah. She can't have a one night stand.
Yeah. The thing about
disgusting
Kimberly and Lewis is that we have too powerful of brains.
We've been talking about this for
our manifest minutes always come true.
Yes, they do. We've had everyone. So many people have emailed us recently to say that our manifests have come true for them, and I love that.
Well, I love that. And Montreal was thrilling, which was specifically what I asked you guys to manifest for me. So
okay. Anything else in the girls' room? You got a little.
The last thing about the Louis Vuitton fashion show is that Kelly posted a story basically being like, looked like so sad to miss such an iconic show, like looked amazing. And I was just like, this bitch is Met Gala-ing the LV show right now, just pretending that I'm sure she was invited because she's been to a lot of Louis Vuitton like events recently, but I was just dying. She just like constantly needs people to know that she's like in the crowd, and I was dying. But also she skipped it for the cutest reason, because she went to Baby P's first ballet recital, and she looked so freaking cute, and I was like, where is the daddy DK content of him with Penelope
oh my god,
I don't think so.
I like to forget that Max is not the father.
Well, I mean, it wasn't as Speaking Lewis was there and Pierre, but I don't think Max was. I don't know. But anyways, the last thing that I wanted to say here is I just wanted to do a little like TBT to little Miss Sandy and just say that like I miss her. She went to the Elton John. She went to Elton John, his like farewell tour with Nikki, and they just looked so cute and happy. And like I just want to put it out there that I really hope that both of them are really happy. Yeah, and like I feel like being out of F1 has been really good for Nikki's mental health personally. And he just seems to, he's been off of social media for a while. Like I feel like he's like taking a step back, and I'm like happy for him. And like these photos from Sandy, I felt like they looked so happy, and I really loved it.
Did he go to Montreal? Do we know?
I don't think so. And I think that was him just being like, I'm out for a little bit.
He's eat, pray, loving.
Yeah.
So true.
Speaking of manifest minutes, we do have a big, huge, urgent. Please manifest from London. So should we get into it?
I'm thrilled to bits.
So this is a manifest from Blossom. First of all, get out of here with that adorable last name. I'm obsessed. So Blossom works in a high school in London, and one of their students is in the final for a competition for Shakespeare monologues. A girl or a boy, it just says students. Oh, she said she's a girl after my own fucking heart. You know, I'm obsessed with Shakespeare. Like I love Shakespeare. So love this. She's smashed the first 2 rounds of the competition, and in previous years, the school has come in second at this stage. This young girl, she says, has worked so hard all year and is the most deserving of this. Most schools that compete are private schools entering rich white boys, and she is one of the only females to get this far in the competition. She's doing Friends, Romans, Countrymen from Julius Caesar, which is one of the hardest monologues to do, and her winning will be a big win for all women everywhere. Big love from London. Oh
This is
this
everything
manifest
to
was
me.
made for me.
It was.
I am, and I literally just quoted Shakespeare this week
You
at
did.
Tu Brute, because I was feeling like a big Brutus because I got my hair done from a different person this week, and I texted my friend. I said, I feel like
Oh my god.
a big Judas. I feel like Brutus. I
Judas
feel like
vibes.
Benedict Arnold right now. So, boys, perfect that you're here. Please take a seat. You're participating. I am going to need everyone here to close their eyes, take a big, deep breath in, a big, deep breath out. And I want you to picture something. You are in a theater in London. You're watching people do monologues. It's a Shakespeare monologue competition, and you're absolutely thriving. You love Shakespeare, and if you don't like Shakespeare, you're learning. People like they're doing great. A student comes out. She's one of the only girls that is coming onto stage. She's in high school. She starts reciting a monologue from Julius Caesar, and when I tell you that your mind is freaking blown,
It's as if you're watching the original.
you have never
Shakespeare wanted this.
understood. You've never understood the words in a Shakespeare play so deeply. You've never felt. You feel transported, and you feel like they're just speaking the common tongue, current English, not old English, and you're understanding, and you feel like you're there, and you are like, and by the end of the monologue, you're brought to tears. You have tears streaming down your face, and you stand up for a standing ovation. Goosebumps. And you stand up on your feet and you give a standing ovation, the only one that has been received in this entire competition. And then it comes time for judging, and you realize, and you hear the name called out, and it is this young girl, and she is so deserving, and she is so happy, and nobody's saying Et tu Brute. And she wins the competition for the first time for her school.
Huge.
And everyone is so happy, and they're applauding, and the standing ovation goes on for 10 minutes. Okay, now breathe.
Tom could never.
I'm gonna need everyone to seal this in with a big deep breath in.
Ooh.
A big deep breath out, and Adam, you can open your eyes because you're the only one that kept them closed.
I was so locked in.
I know. I was like, Adam is single-handedly manifesting
I
it.
was thinking I was gonna look over and you were gonna have a tear rolling down your face.
He did.
But I want everyone listening to go through the rest of this week, bringing a little poetry into your life.
Yeah.
I want you to think. I want you to
drama, a little theatrics.
You want to know what I want everyone
all
to
the world's
look
the
up.
stage, baby.
Yeah.
I want you guys all to look up Shakespearean compliments.
Oh,
There
an
are
assignment.
Yeah, actually, this is homework because she's in high school. This girl is in high school, and
So
we're all in school now. So everyone look up some Shakespearean compliments, and I want you to embody those for this week. And I want you to say that to yourself in the mirror. I want you to give people compliments on the street, and I want you to make people feel. If you hear someone talking about a passion of theirs or something that they care about, I want you to let them talk about it, ask some questions, and really embolden people to be passionate about the things that they care about.
What you're not allowed to say is I bite my thumb at you.
Bite my thumb at you.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. If you say that this week,
Canceled.
I'll kill you.
Canceled.
Honestly,
Yeah, you're done.
Could not
You
be.
can never listen to this episode. You can never listen to this podcast again if you do that.
So true. We're banning now. Okay.
But for me, was very close to my heart. I love Shakespeare, and we're wishing the best of luck to this student. And to Blossom, thank you for sending this in as the teacher of this student. I'm so excited to hear. And also, can you please send me a video of the monologues? I love to watch.
Oh yes, please.
And also in our out of context, I will be sending in the photo of me at Shakespeare's home where he was born in England while I was there, and also the photo of Nick in front of Shakespeare's Globe Theater. So those will be
gorgeous.
two of the photos because we are giving extra manifest power through the
Adam single-handedly might have manifested this one. It has to be said.
Yeah,
Blossom.
I didn't think I was going to come out of that trance.
I was like, Adam's crying right now. That's
Adam's
so
weeping,
crazy.
sobbing.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, if you've
so
stayed till the end, really honestly, standing ovation to you for that because this has been a wild ride. Boys, thank you for bringing us pizza.
Thank you.
Riley, thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Oh my, an honor.
Everyone listening.
This has been sponsored by Rose.
And until the next,
until next time,
we'll see you on the internet. Riley, say it.
We'll see you on the internet.
Bye.
Bye.